Before I start, I just want to say that I am incredibly floored and so thankful for all the support that I've been getting. I am just like, my mind is still blown by the whole thing. Okay, anyway, yesterday I made a lighthearted video on the Sims Twitter revolution, and I'm extremely happy that the community has come together to reminisce about stuff in the old Sims games, and we're all having a good time. And I think that's incredible to see, but the revolution holds a purpose that is just so much bigger than remembering all the goofy stuff. Because even with the addition of all that weird stuff and all that extra stuff that definitely doesn't make any sense, when it comes down to it, The Sims is still a life simulator game. Out of all of the Sims games that were ever made, The Sims 4 is the most lackluster of all of them. It's missing stuff like wants and fears, zodiac signs, sim memories, and like little stuff like being able to pick your favorite color or your favorite type of music, all the things that give real people personality. And I would understand that a little bit more if they swapped all of that out for something new in The Sims 4, but they just removed that stuff completely. And I don't understand why you would remove such monumental features from your game. I don't get it. The only thing we really have are traits, but the only time I really ever see a trait have an effect on a sim is through moodlets, and the Sims themselves are overall robotic and extremely boring. I think every single Sims 4 player knows the struggle of having your sim just stand there for like 4 Sims days and doing absolutely nothing. Also, when it comes to customization for The Sims 4, I want to start out by saying that I am extremely fortunate and I am extremely privileged to be in a position where if I want to make a sim that looks like me, I can do that. I can do it on PC, I can do it on console, but there are hundreds and thousands of Sims players who have consistently had to beg for representation over the years and have been consistently dismissed. There are so many sim players who have had to resort to mods or custom content, and I'm a console player, so I can't use mods or custom content like PC players can. There are tons of console players who are missing out on this, and what's more unfair is that many Sims players have had to rely on these things for proper representation in the first place. And that should not be a modder's job or a custom content creator's job to fill in the gaps that EA has been so sloppy on. It's also extremely unfair to put diversity behind a paywall like they did with City Living and Snowy Escape, and it's also unfair to put things like acne behind a paywall. Things like wheelchairs or prosthetics are something that should have been added into the game a long time ago, and they should still be added into the game as a free update. Another problem with The Sims 4 is it seems like this perfect utopia where nothing bad can happen and nothing can go wrong, and that's just not how life works. Of course, there's still like fires and, drowning in the pool, Sims staple stuff, but to not include burglars because you claim that they're too traumatizing, yet you release Strangerville, whose characters look like this, it just doesn't add up to me. And I have more to say, okay? Speaking of Strangerville was advertised as a pack that had a lot of lore, which is something we haven't really seen in The Sims 4, and it also was advertised as a pack that had a lot of features to offer, along with other packs like Get Famous, University. Actually playing through these packs are so much different than what the trailers have shown. The fact that EA and the Sims team has consistently made it seem like they care about Simmers by manipulating their promotion material is just gross. And there are a lot of people who are going to think that this is ridiculous, and I feel like a lot of people who don't play The Sims look at The Sims and they look down on it because of what it is, and I think that that's wrong. There are too many people who like to gatekeep and say that you are this because you play this game and you are this because you don't play this game, and that's so stupid. When it comes down to stuff like this, a life simulator, like I have stated before, nobody should have to constantly demand to be represented or feel included. And so many of us are paying for stuff that is so lackluster compared to the older games, where paying for something meant that you were actually getting a whole new experience and not just getting like a couple new chairs. My faith and all these things being fixed before The Sims 5 is not very high, and considering this will probably not only be my last sim game, but a lot of people's last sim game, makes this fact really sad. I hope that Sims fans, especially during all this, I really hope that they begin to be seen more and heard more and at least acknowledged more than they are. But in the meantime, please be kind to one another, because these times are very confusing and lonely and very, very difficult. Everybody is going through their own stuff, so just be nice. It's not hard. There is definitely so much to be discussed in depth when it comes to The Sims 4, and they're all extremely important. I hope you all have a good day or night wherever you are, and thank you so much for all your support.